Ever found yourself gazing at the night sky, wondering what it'd be like to live on Mars? Ah, Mars. The red planet has long been a source of fascination and inspiration, not just for astronomers and scientists, but also for storytellers and dreamers. From H.G. Wells's Martians in The War of the Worlds to the stranded astronaut in The Martian, Mars has captured our imaginations like no other celestial body. It's not just the realm of science fiction anymore. The concept of Mars colonization is fast becoming a reality. Scientists are actively researching and developing technologies for human habitation on Mars. It's like we're on the cusp of a new era, an era where calling Mars our second home might not be a far-fetched idea. So, if you've ever dreamt of crimson sunsets or stepping foot on alien soil, you're in the right place. Well, pack your spacesuit and freeze-dried ice cream. We're about to embark on an interplanetary adventure. Mars, the fourth rock from the sun, aka the red planet, and possibly your future home. Now let's get acquainted with our potential new neighborhood, shall we? Mars is about half the size of Earth, kind of like the younger sibling who never quite caught up. But don't let its smaller size fool you. Mars is brimming with unique features that make it a fascinating world to explore. It's also a little more distant from our home planet than you may think. It's an average of 140 million miles away. To put that into perspective, if you wanted to drive there, well, let's just say you'd better pack a lot of snacks for the road trip. Now, let's talk climate. Mars is a bit chillier than what you're used to, with average temperatures hovering around -80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than the coldest winter in Antarctica. So, you might want to invest in some heavy-duty thermal wear. And the atmosphere? Well, it's not exactly breathable. It's made up mostly of carbon dioxide, with traces of nitrogen and argon, and barely any oxygen. So the dream of stepping outside to take a deep breath of fresh Martian air will remain just that, a dream. But don't let these facts discourage you. Mars is home to the largest volcano and the deepest, longest canyon in the solar system. Olympus Mons, the volcano, is nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest, Earth's tallest mountain. And Valles Marineris, the canyon, stretches over 2,500 miles, nearly 10 times the length of the Grand Canyon. So it's a bit chillier than a winter in Siberia, and you might miss breathing oxygen, but hey, the view is unbeatable. Moving to Mars isn't as simple as booking a one-way ticket on a SpaceX rocket. Imagine you're about to move into a new house, only to discover that the house is constantly bathed in deadly radiation. Welcome to your new home, Mars. The red planet's thin atmosphere offers little protection against cosmic rays, which can cause a multitude of health issues from cancer to acute radiation sickness. It's like constantly living in a microwave, only without the convenience of instant popcorn. And speaking of popcorn, let's talk about another challenge of Mars colonization: the lack of water. Sure, we found evidence of water on Mars, but it's mostly frozen or in the form of water vapor. It's a bit like moving to a desert and finding out the only water available is encased in ice or floating around as mist. Not exactly ideal for a refreshing post-move shower, right? Then there's the issue of low gravity. Mars gravity is only about 38% of Earth's. It's like living your life on a constant moonwalk. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Well, not so much when you consider the long-term effects: muscle atrophy, bone density loss, and cardiovascular issues. It's like aging on fast forward, but hey, at least you'll finally be able to dunk a basketball. Last, but certainly not least, is the challenge of isolation. Mars is, on average, about 140 million miles away from Earth. That's like being stuck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, with the nearest landmass being the moon. You thought your last long-distance relationship was tough? Try dating someone on a different planet. And let's not forget the time delay in communication. The fastest a message can travel between Earth and Mars is 3 minutes, but it can be as much as 22 minutes. Imagine waiting that long for a response to a simple text message. Talk about a conversation killer. Despite all of these challenges, our fascination with the red planet remains unwavering. Mars colonization may be fraught with difficulties, but human beings are nothing if not tenacious. We've climbed the highest peaks, explored the deepest oceans, and even walked on the moon. A few challenges on Mars aren't going to stop us from reaching for the stars. Sure, it sounds tough, but nothing a little Martian moxie can't handle. So you've braved the journey and landed on Mars. Now what? Well, let's step into our Martian shoes, or should we say, boots, and take a walk around our new home. Imagine this, you're waking up in your Mars habitat, which kind of looks like an igloo, but way cooler. It's filled with cutting-edge tech and is designed to protect you from the harsh Martian environment. It's equipped with life support systems, radiation shielding, and the best part? It's powered by renewable energy. So you're not just a space explorer, but also an eco-warrior. And guess what you're having for breakfast? No, not Martian pancakes, although that does sound delicious. You're having fresh veggies grown right here on Mars. Yes, you heard it right. Scientists expect that we'll be able to grow our own food on Mars, using hydroponic systems. So you'll be munching on Martian-grown lettuce while you watch the twin Martian moons rise. While you're enjoying your breakfast, you decide to call home. No, not the habitat you just left, but Earth. Communication with Earth is possible, though it's not exactly like calling your neighbor. Messages take anywhere from 4 to 24 minutes to travel each way. So, you better hope Mom doesn't start asking about why you haven't settled down yet. That'll be a long conversation. Now, let's talk about your day. You might be thinking, do I get weekends off on Mars? Well, a Martian day, or sol as it's called, is about 40 minutes longer than an Earth day, so technically, you get an extra half hour of sleep every day. Not bad, right? But remember, you're here on a mission. So your day would typically involve research work, maintenance tasks, and yes, a little bit of exercise too. Because living in low gravity can have some funky effects on your body. Ever thought about what you do for fun on Mars? Well, with 1/3 of Earth's gravity, Martian basketball would be a slam dunk. And talk about the ultimate Frisbee experience. But remember, you can't just step outside for a quick game. Mars's atmosphere is thin and it's very, very cold. So, you'll need to suit up before you go out. But hey, who wouldn't want to play sports in a cool spacesuit? So, living on Mars sounds pretty exciting, right? Sure, it's different and it'll take some getting used to. But think about it. You'll be part of one of the biggest adventures in human history. You'll be living on another planet, growing your own food, and maybe even playing Martian basketball. Mars might not have Wi-Fi yet, but at least there'll be no traffic jams. If you're still interested in becoming a Martian, you're in luck. In the grand scheme of the cosmos, the idea of Mars colonization isn't as far-fetched as it might sound. The wheels are already in motion with organizations like NASA and SpaceX leading the charge. So let's take a peek into the future, shall we? NASA's Artemis program, aiming to return humans to the moon by 2024, is actually a stepping stone for Mars. The idea is to learn to live sustainably away from Earth before making the big leap to the red planet. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. And when it comes to space travel, you definitely don't want to wing it. Now let's talk about Elon Musk, the real-life Tony Stark. His company SpaceX has some ambitious plans. Musk envisions a future where 1 million people could live on Mars by the mid-21st century. He's even come up with a plan to make Mars more Earth-like through a process called terraforming. Well, for those who always fancied a bit of gardening, here's your chance to landscape an entire planet. But wait, there's more. The United Arab Emirates has its Mars 2117 project, aiming to establish the first inhabitable human settlement on Mars within 100 years. Talk about long-term planning. And it's not just about living on Mars. The red planet could also serve as a pit stop for further space exploration. Think of it as a cosmic drive-through where spaceships could refuel and stock up on supplies before venturing into the unknown. Of course, these are all grand plans and there are many challenges ahead. But hey, humanity loves a good challenge, right? We climbed Mount Everest because it's there, we went to the moon because it's there, and now we're aiming for Mars because, well, it's there. And let's not forget about the potential for scientific discovery. Mars could hold the answers to some of our biggest questions about life, the universe, and everything in between. It's like the ultimate cosmic puzzle waiting to be solved. So, what does all this mean for you? Well, if you've ever dreamed of being a space pioneer, this could be your chance. You could be a part of an epic adventure, a story that future generations will tell with awe and wonder. And who knows, with the rapid advancements in technology, maybe we'll see Martian real estate booming in the not-so-distant future. You could own a piece of the red planet. Imagine telling that to your friends at a dinner party. In the end, the future of Mars colonization is a thrilling prospect. It's a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and our insatiable curiosity. As we stand on the brink of a new era in space exploration, one thing is certain: the sky is not the limit. Who knows, maybe your next vacation could be a Martian getaway. So, Are you ready to swap your beach house for a Martian dome? Well, we've certainly covered a lot of ground today, or should I say, a lot of Martian soil. We've explored the wonders of Mars, the red planet with its towering Olympus Mons and its deep, vast valleys. We've delved into the challenges that face us as we strive to colonize this distant world, from the harsh, thin atmosphere to the vast distances that separate us from our potential new home. We've looked at what life could be like on Mars, living under domes, growing our own food, and maybe even playing a round of golf or two. Who knows? Maybe one day there will be a Martian Masters tournament. I bet the ball would fly a mile in that thin atmosphere. We've also peered into the future, imagining what could be if we overcome the challenges and establish a thriving colony on Mars. We've considered the scientific advancements that could be made, the new industries that could be born, and the boundless opportunities for exploration and discovery. But remember, while it's fun to dream about the future, it's also important to keep our feet firmly planted on Earth. Mars colonization is a daunting task, and it won't happen overnight. It will take years of dedicated work, scientific breakthroughs, and probably a few failed attempts before we're ready to call Mars our second home. Still, it's an exciting time to be a space enthusiast. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be watching a Content Fiesta video from the comfort of your Martian dome, laughing at the thought of how far we've come. Remember, Mars is just a rocket ride away. If you enjoyed this cosmic journey, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Content Fiesta, for more interstellar content. Until then, keep looking up.